Welcome to Ice Age Part 2. Lucy and Joe on their adventures. How many miles on the F-150 Lightning now?
13.8.
What's the average kilowatt per mile?
1.9.
Really?
Yeah.
How many miles you got to range today?
292. We'll get 250 out of it.
Yeah,
Not
let's,
likely. 150.
yeah. Looks like you took it to the car wash.
Yeah. You gotta keep it clean. It's a black truck.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
only way a black truck looks good is if it's clean.
Yep.
It's not like a white truck. You can just.
How do you think the tires are doing? Think you get another 13 out of them?
You think? I don't know.
Well, everybody claims that the electric vehicles eat up tires.
They're so heavy.
Oh, I know, but the tires look in pretty good shape to me.
It's all-wheel drive, so I can't imagine you burn through much of them, even on heavy acceleration. So
Right.
take off the traction control, then we could burn through them in give me like 45 seconds.
Right. All right. Have a safe day, EV age. That's EV age there, not the Ice Age. Yeah, look at what I'm doing now. What is going on today in the towing conversation day? Where I didn't even bring up this little Maverick truck. I'm going to tell you what, this thing is awesome. This has a 4K special upgrade tow package when I ordered this truck. Yes, this truck here is set up to tow like my motorcycle trailer, which I did that. If you follow my channel, you'll see I did a review on towing the trailer with a motorcycle in it. Actually, my CVO Limited, about 1,000-pound bike, so that was about a 3,000-pound tow, I would say. And what's so cool about the setup is that this has the actual your plus and minuses for your distribution of your energy. So it has a brake controller, and wow, this truck's toasty warm. Toasty. All right. So yeah, so this truck right here is a little Maverick. Anybody out there that wants a nice truck to tow well, you know what? That's really something I need to show you here before I get off too far here. This truck here is set up to pull better than the Ranger truck. So this Ranger truck has like a 3,500 tow rating. Is that hard to believe? The Ranger truck is not set up as good as the Maverick truck. And the Maverick truck's a smaller truck. So even for me, when I towed with that Maverick truck, I was like, no way. There's no way that this truck is going to pull that trailer and not just kind of be like squirrely as all get out. Even the point that the Ford Bronco I have over here, the Bronco Raptor, is 4,500 pound tow capacity. And if you're following my channel, you see that tow review. But then I had the regular Broncos, and those are rated at 3,200 to 3,500. Then you go over here to the Coyote race truck, and these guys were saying this thing's set up for a 10K tow capability. No way. The truck's had different suspension put on it, different springs. There's no way I believe this truck would pull 10K because it's going to squat it down so far to be dragging the ground. There's no way. I mean, yeah, right. It'll tow the motorcycle trailer with maybe a bike in it, maybe, but it's just too low to the ground. Then you go over here to the Ram truck. And yeah, this is where you get into heavy duty series. But let's look at the rear receiver on this compared to that F450. So yeah, same thing. It's got a little bigger receiver on it, but nothing of the of like that Ford F450. And this is a 2014 truck. So this truck here is now 9 years old in the market. It's that's a 2020 F450 over there. So it's a 6-year difference in technology. So yeah, is this truck going to pull that trailer? Yeah, no doubt. If I, that 12K trailer, yeah, that truck there is probably spec'd out for, I'd say, 16, 18K maybe. That'd be my guess. And all the different tow capabilities. But yeah, this little Maverick truck is set up to pull better than the Ranger pickup, the regular Ford Broncos, and just wow. Enjoying my my bullhorns. Yeah, right. Let's get on the road. And what's really incredible is when I did do the tow review on the Maverick, if I remember right, the was getting like 12 miles per gallon towing that trailer, which that's not too shabby. I doggone it. I forgot something here. It's really interesting here on all the technology today, these vehicles, being that a lot of the Ford products now have wireless Waze, but my other vehicles, like this vehicle here, it needs to be plugged in. So you have to plug in to the port here. Then you got to plug it into your phone to get it to recognize. Versus like my Ford Power Boost over there, you just get in the truck and the Waze populates through the wireless connectivity. So now we'll get this here, and we'll see if this thing here populates to the CarPlay. There it is. So see there? So now my CarPlay has connected, but it has to be a physical connection. Oh my gosh. I just can't win today. My main controller is in my other truck, and I'll just play that later. I'll go over here and get that. Oh, the never-ending technology. So it's gonna be a Ford Maverick day here, and to put it in drive, parking brake's on. If you take your gas, hit the gas, the brake comes off automatically. This is such a great truck. I mean, I really do love this Maverick. It really is a great vehicle. Maybe out there following my channel, I can't emphasize enough that initially I wasn't as excited about this truck, and I kind of first got it from my dad. I mean, anybody's following my channel. I ordered this truck December of 2021, and then it came in August of 2022, and I ordered it for my father. And I ordered this hot pepper red because I had the Ford Bronco hot pepper red Wild Track package. I just really liked this color, but this is more about a relationship with my father. Of the first truck that my father bought when I was growing up was a little red two-door, I guess the Hilux Toyota you would call it back then, back in like 1975. We lived in California, and my dad bought a nice little Toyota two-door, two-wheel drive little pickup truck with the moon cap wheels, and it was a stick shift. And I was like 12 years old, and my father taught me how to drive a stick shift car. He let me drive that little truck up and down the street in our neighborhood, which is pretty cool. And anyway, so this red truck, this little truck that I bought, it was kind of going back to the California days with my father. And I just kind of thought that was kind of like, hey, Dad, look, this is kind of like the first truck we ever got in red. And it was a small little truck, and this is kind of thinking back at that time. So I got it for my dad. And believe it or not, he drove it for about 2 months, and I never got rid of the Ranger. I mean, I never did. I could have sold the Ranger because I have a gold-colored Ranger down there in Florida that he drives, and I never got rid of it, even though I was wanting to get rid of it, because I kind of felt like, well, if he takes this, then why keep that? But I held on to it, and sure enough, my dad literally was like, I just would rather have a Ranger truck. And I'm like, all right, well, tell you what, I'll ship it up here to me. And I shopped around, and I found a good deal. I found a shipping company to ship it up here for $500. And I think that was late September of last year, maybe October. I can't remember the exact time frame. And so if you're following my channel, you'll kind of know all that story, that this was really bought for my father, but in the end I ended up picking it up. And I also had a carbonized first run Maverick, which I was kind of really stumped after I bought the thing on how the vehicle really was not as fuel efficient as this vehicle, even though it just had a little bigger tire on it. I mean, beyond believable. And I'm kind of getting, this little thing just gets up the road. I mean, it's not like your high performance car But for what it is, it really does get up the road rather well. And it just rides really well. But nice first edition, and I bought that thinking that my wife would take this, and I was just stumped that she didn't. I was really just taken back that my wife didn't like this vehicle, that she likes that Ford Ranger Tremor truck better. But you got to crawl up into that thing. I mean, that thing's hard to get in and out of. It's got a little higher stance, and it's just the way the step bars are on it. It's just not. It's harder to get in and out. But my wife has put like 10,000 miles out of that vehicle. She's driven that thing to Tennessee and everywhere. And so, anyways, so then I had the carbonized Maverick, and that ended up playing out to my advantage because I used that to get the Ford F-150 race truck, the lower two-door truck. I mean, that was the first vehicle I've ever run in my life where I didn't even put the 30-day tag, or I didn't even have it long enough to make the first payment on it, nor put a hard tag on it. Yeah. And I turned around, and I mean, I never was planning on buying that F-150 race truck because I never knew it existed. That just populated all by accident. So the reality is, had that truck never come about, I'd still have the carbonized, but the odds are I wouldn't, because I would use that to trade for something else. That'd be my guess, because to have two Mavericks where nobody's driving them, but I don't know. I like that. I just like the Maverick product, and that was nice. It had a sunroof, but I was really amazed that by only going up one tire size, that vehicle, the fuel mileage was at least 3 miles per gallon less than this vehicle. I mean, solid 3 miles per gallon less. Just one tire size up. So it had a little bit more of a grunt look to it over this. But I never knew when I ordered this, you could have a little bigger tire package. But it's really about the tire package you get. I'm going to get the glasses on. Little sunny out there. As you get older, cataracts. If you're older in life, you're not wearing sunglasses a lot, cataracts. Yeah, you develop cataract issues sooner than later. Yeah, so back to the towing conversations. This Maverick. Anybody following my channel that wants a great truck where you're going to tow 4,000 pounds or less, buy the upgrade 4K tow package. If you don't order the 4K tow package, then you can't do that. You'll probably be able to tow maybe like 2,000 pounds. I don't know the exact. So it's a up switch or an upfitter or whatever you want to call it. You have to add it to the truck when you order it to get that electric brake controller, and I guess a better hitch. I'm not sure on all the exact details. Is it probably a better like transmission cooler would be my guess. Would be a few of the things added on for the vehicle. So yeah, would I buy this over the Ranger? As far as usability, if you're not doing a lot of work out of the bed of the truck, we need a little bigger bed. Yes. If you need a bigger bed, then no. I would buy the Ranger truck. But as far as the value and the fun factor and the usability, the Maverick really takes the Ranger. There's no doubt in my mind the Maverick has devalued the Ranger somewhat and has definitely slowed the sales of the Ranger. I mean, Ford borderline created its own problem for its product line because it's kind of like a mini truck, mid-size truck, and now a full-size truck. And like I just spoke here a little while ago, the Ranger doesn't have as good tow capability as this does. And I've towed with that trailer, that motorcycle trailer, and at first it was like the exact same scenario, which is kind of really weird. As yesterday, we headed out of Tennessee with that EcoBoost, there was a lot of wind going on, and I really wasn't cognizant of that. And it was really kind of pushing that trailer around. That's why my daughter in the video was like, hey, Dad, this trailer is really pushing his truck around. Well, really, the wind was pushing everything around. And the same thing here, when I first did a tow review on this truck, pulling my trailer, the wind was so strong, the trailer was really pushing this truck around. But it was the wind that was pushing everything around. And once the wind subsided, it was a huge difference in the control of the truck and the way the truck felt. And that's the same thing yesterday. Once we got out of the wind, that power boost felt like a whole different truck up the road of such a much more confident vehicle. And that's what I talk about a lot in my videos. You go back, your average half-ton truck that pulls a 10,000-pound trailer, no way. No way. I've done it. It pushes the truck all over the road. And it just doesn't do a very good job. It's very nerve. It's not comforting until you trailer a good sized trailer behind your truck, and you've had the experience of what I've had, or if anybody else there has done what I've done, you can relate with what I'm talking about. When that trailer starts pushing that truck around, it's not a comforting feeling. I mean, people jackknife trucks and trailers more than you realize. And that's what happens is that trailer will end up just steering that truck into a crash. Yes. And so when you're on a long road trip and that trailer is constantly moving around the truck, you don't have that confidence level of that truck being able to handle that trailer. So you end up going at a slower speed, and you're just really, it's just a very nerve-wracking experience. I mean, yesterday coming out of Tennessee and Virginia with that wind going, that was definitely, just like, oh gosh, if this is the rest of the way home, this makes no sense, because when the trailer was all loaded up, it didn't handle like that. It was really a rock solid feel going down the road. So the whole point is, this Maverick truck, at first I kind of was laughing, thinking, no way is this truck going to have the capability to do what they're saying it's going to do. And keep in mind, when you go to towing an open trailer, it's a whole different ballgame. It's these enclosed trailers that are the more difficult trailers to handle, because it's just a huge mass of a wall going down the road, and that's the challenge. Even if you watch my F-150 Lightning video of me towing that other car hauler I have, the one that sits in the middle there, the Bravo, like 20-footer, the Ford rep guy I met that was from Dearborn, Michigan, that was out using F-150 Lightning from a company issued to him. He was like, if you had like a low profile trailer, your towing capability would probably be twice of what you're doing. It's that wind resistance that's killing you. I'm like, yeah, I can agree on that. So right now, 7 miles per gallon in this vehicle. And this vehicle here, if you're going a long highway trip and you're driving it right, you're at 30 miles per gallon. Hybrid power setup in this thing is the most popular. Very challenging to get it. It's such in high demand. But I hear stories are getting 40, 44 miles per gallon out of those hybrid Mavericks. And that's huge. And that's where the hybrid setup, I talk about this all the time, is why the manufacturers aren't more fixated on the hybrid setup over this just constant, we have to be all electric. I mean, it's just I don't know. I just think it's borderline. You have to wonder, is it the blind leading the blind? Yeah. All right, let's get down the road here and places, do things, and keep on talking about the towing conversation shall be continued. Another really nice setup on this is the adaptive cruise. So this vehicle has adaptive cruise. I mean, I can only imagine it'll just be a matter of time before it has the hands free. But if you're looking at my video, I'm not seeing any flashing icon radar sensing things watching me drive a truck. But really nice. I mean, so it really is comfortable. I mean, this truck here, borderline, I've thought to myself, I take this to Florida and I get that trailer, get my motorcycle trailer down there, my utility trailer, and I haul back my Harley and my Indian Bobber back up with this. But the challenge is, it's the homeowners association that will give my father notice that this truck with the bullhorns on it will be called out in the neighborhood, and they will get issued a letter that they're breaking the guidelines and the rules of the association, and you got to get the truck out of the driveway. Yeah, unbelievable. Just incredible. But yeah, this would be a great vehicle down and tow back. And I would venture at that open trail like that, I'd probably get like 12 miles per gallon. That would be my guess. So here I am, in a whole new ride, whole new vehicle, driving down the road. And this is really the first day per se. This is now 2 weeks later that I'm not per se driving the F-150 Power Boost. So I've been living out of that Power Boost every day. That truck now has like 2,100 miles on it. So that truck's 2 weeks old. It's not really even 2 weeks old. I didn't pick it up till late Monday evening. So that truck right now has 2,100 miles on it that I bought. Hard to believe even for me to say that 2 Mondays ago. And I was thinking about this morning, people see all my cars and everything, and boy, oh boy, I tell you what, if I just start adding up the miles, and there's a lot of cars that I haven't even had a year sitting in the driveway, so it's kind of even hard for me to calculate everything. But if you kind of go to the miles, when I was walking out of the driveway this morning, it's like this Maverick truck. When I got this truck from my dad, he had like 700 miles on it, if even that. Well, it's got 3,500 miles on it. So there's just roughly in this car since I got it last fall. And then you go to the F450 that my kid has, that's got an extra 5,000 miles on it. So there's close to 8,000 miles. And then you take that Jeep Grand Cherokee, Grand Wagoneer, or the Jeep Grand Cherokee that we just picked up. Well, that thing's got an extra 1,000 miles put on it. So you're already like what, 7,800, 8,800. Then you go over to that Ford race truck that I bought back in like November, or whatever time it was. It has like close to 6,000 miles on it. You know, there you're close to 15,000 miles. Then I got the Ford Bronco Raptor. That thing has close to 6,000 miles on it. You know, there's 20,000 miles. You go to the Ford Power Boost we just talked about. You know, now what are we up to? I mean, I can't even keep track. I mean, so for me, between me driving my car and then my daughter driving a car, my wife driving a car, we're a 100,000 mile a year family. You're not even including down south where my dad has my Ford Ranger, the gold color Ford Ranger, the Sabre orange. That truck has like now like 22,000 miles on it. You know, blah blah blah. So I mean, I do 100,000 miles plus. You factor in the motorcycles. So anybody's like, yeah, you have all these cars. Well, wow. If I had like just 2 or 3 cars, you know, in 1 year, I'm going to have 40,000 miles easily on each vehicle. And if I didn't have them, I'd have 100,000 miles. Yikes. You just saw the Ford F-150 Lightning truck that we bought late August, early September. It'll have 14,000 miles on it before the week's out. And that truck there, it's more work related than just, you know, running anywhere. That truck will definitely be at, like, I would say 28,000 miles, 30,000 miles on it. I would say by, if not more, maybe 35,000 miles within 1 year's time frame with that truck. Yeah, wow, here's the guy on his bike, crouched over, probably about a 500cc bike. Yeah, it's like just share the conversations and information and blah blah blah, da 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 da, right? It's all about the tow, all about towing. And so here's the dilemma. I'm be heading for Florida here. I mean, unbelievable. I'm be heading to Florida here like the 9th of March, not even 4 weeks from now. And, you know, what am I taking down? So part of me's like, I got the trailer down there, and the wife doesn't want the kid driving the truck and trailer. So how do we make that all work? Part of it's like, do we take the race truck down and the kid puts her street bob in the back, and I drive down the Bronco I guess. Just thinking, like, because Mike, it's all about the challenges. My father's driveway, where the neighborhood doesn't want anybody. They don't want a truck in driveway. So then, when we come back home, the Bronco's going to tow the open trailer motorcycle for the utility trailer. And in that scenario there, I think that the fuel mileage will be radically different. I would think it's going to be 12 mile. I was getting like 6, 7, 8 miles per gallon on that Bronco. Coming back home with that motorcycle trailer with an open trailer, I think that what's going to play out is it's going to probably be 10 or 12 miles per gallon. That's my guess. The kid's looking for me. Let me check it out. Oh, what a day. Not too bad. Close to 28 miles per gallon here on the tow day conversations. How about those tractor, what's it, the pull? The tractor pulls. You ever been to one of those? State fairs, they have the big old tractors get out there and the trucks and all the, you try to do those sled pulls. That's pretty crazy stuff there, isn't it? Talk about some power. Wow. A lot of Mars Valentine's Day. What do you have planned for Valentine's Day? Wow, February 14th. I mean, 28 days in a month, so we're already halfway through the month by tomorrow. Yikes. Yikeskers. Yeah. Just figured I'd share some more information and thoughts and ideas on the tow vehicles I have. And never talked about my big Chevy, like the Kodiak pickup truck. I had one of those back in 2004 and 5. The big Chevy, like the 5500 chassis or 6500 big heavy duty chassis. I had one of those, the rear pickup bed. I think it was pretty cool. Actually, I took my daughter and all my dogs that thing down to Florida. Yeah. The whole truck. Well, I had like 4 dogs, the kid, the wife, and we took that big super cab, the mini semi truck to Florida. And I mean, I took my big dogs. So I had a Dalmatian, a mixed lab, and another mixed lab, and a Pomeranian all down to Florida. Yeah. That truck had a speed limiter 65 miles an hour is as fast as it go. That thing would just rock and shimmy. And I kept that, and I traded that for a nice white Chevy Suburban 2500 all-wheel steer. Those are great vehicles, and should have kept that damn thing. That thing is pretty cool. You could do a U-turn in that thing like nothing. Yeah, did I tow anything with that? Nah, I didn't have it long enough. It's just a big old pickup truck. You've seen them around, I'm sure. People know that. Look up the Kodiak pickup truck, and you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, everybody. Hey, appreciate you watching my channel. Thoughts and ideas and views. And what's the next conversation for tomorrow? I don't know. At the last second, I thought of the towing conversation this morning. At the last second. And yesterday, I was like, what am I going to talk about today? So, hey, everybody. Thanks for watching my channel. Thanks for subscribing. And as always, God bless. Stay safe and stay tuned for more adventures and conversations.